Okay. So basically, Trigger Finger Pro, it's a controller, okay, and the great thing about it is that you can run it in any environment. So how many of you guys do kind of music production outside of DJing? Yeah, okay, that's cool. So basically, you can run this inside Pro Tools, Logic, Ableton, Studio One, whatever environment that you want, but you don't have to learn a completely mass amount of new software. You can just literally embed this into your setup and it will enhance all the things that you do. But one of the things I really strive with this product was to give you the ability to have an incredible sound set straight out the box. And one of the things you find when making music, and I've made music for a long time now, that a lot of the time is spent creating the sounds, building up the drums, you know, compressing the drums and getting everything solid. Now, if we could minimize that process, you can then do this kind of stuff live as well. So when you're dropping a track, you don't drop something that just drops the whole, you know, track down, where the production sound that comes out of this will just literally sit right next to whatever you're dropping. It's just the ability of how fast you can do these things live to keep up the whole flow of your set. So I'll go through some kind of sequence patterns of what you can do with this all in real time. And then, you know, what we should do is some of you come up, have a play and stuff like that, and we'll make it quite interactive, all right? So basically, so what does it come with? It comes with, we go artist packs from Tool Room Records, okay? So we've been working with those guys for about 6 months. So they've created all the different kicks, snares, loops, hits. All the drum loops are segmented into different kind of parts as well. So you have full loop, breakdown, percussion, kicks and snares that are all mapped out for you. So you can pull up an artist pack. You'll have like 300 loops that you can literally drop into your set at any time, flip over to your deck, work on your next tracks and flip in and cut some loops in as well. So it's very adaptable in that kind of environment. So you get 5 artist packs from Tool Room, which give you about 5 gigabytes of their sound sets. And then you get a load of stuff from Prime Loops, which covers all the different genres of house. You get deep house, minimal, techno, everything there. And then there's another sound set from Timbaland's sound designer, for anyone who's into the whole urban thing. And to be honest with you, you can mash those sounds up with some of the house stuff and you can get some incredible results. And then there's a soft synth inside here as well, which I'll flip up now, called Hybrid 3. And this is very similar to stuff like Sylenth and stuff that's on the market. It's got really aggressive sounds. Just to give you an idea of the presets, which will probably take you about 3 years to go through, these are all the sounds that come inside the plugin. There's hundreds and hundreds. And then you go to all the artist packs and the Prime Loops packs, the Tool Room packs, and then we can sort of go down to all this stuff. And there's so many sounds, it's ridiculous. So when you start creating the drums and the loops, and then you flip this in, you get some really, really harsh kind of production stuff. And again, I can do this stuff in like a couple of minutes. And that's the whole ability of trying to bring the DJ closer to live production, all right? So what I'll do, everything I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do it on 1 bar, all right? I'm not gonna go into doing 4 bars of construction and stuff. So basically with the trigger finger, what you have here, I'll just kind of show you around the hardware for a second. You have a dedicated screen which will then talk to the software. So it just tells me exactly what drums I've got loaded up and all this kind of stuff. But the magic really happens here on your step sequencer, and that's really where the speed flow comes into it. So we could pull up a kick drum and then we can just implement the kick, take the clap, whatever we're going to use and put it into the sequence. And then when we're using stuff like hybrid, we can start using the real-time controls and stuff, and you can start assigning parameters and start doing like resonance and cut-off, you know, in a live environment and get some really interesting stuff. So basically, you select a sound, enter it into the sequencer, and then start building your groove up. And then you've got multiple banks of sounds as well that we can go through. So the sounds that I'm using from the expansions, this is like 0.5% of what's in here, of what I'm using for this demo, all right? So I go to bank D, and on bank D, this is driving some sounds from hybrid, okay? So I can lock some notes into the sequencer. So just by entering these into the step sequencer, I can change the pattern. Right, I flip to bank A. Now on bank A, I've got some of my drums, right? So I take a kick drum. Right. So I'm just picking other drum sounds now. And then what I can do, I can start putting some loops over the top now. So we can start taking stuff like this. We can go, or, so we'll take some, this is the kind of stuff that it comes with, right? So you can literally take the elements. So if I want to take some of the percussion stuff, we can literally just add that straight over the beat. So I can just start it. So then that's done then, right? So that's like 30 seconds to knock a groove up. And then we can start adding some other bass lines. So we can go. So we can start adding some of this stuff, okay? And again, I can do all my mutes live as well. So if I want to kind of drop the track down, we can have it playing. Then I can hold pad bank. And then if I want to start dropping drums out, blue is where my drums are. Go to mute. Go back to the drop loose back. So that shows you what you can do live when you're just using libraries and stuff with drums. So what I'll do as well, I'm going to pull up some other artist drums, and we're going to go to, let's go to some of the Mark Knight stuff. So I'll go down here, go to Mark Knight, okay, and I'm going to start off a new sequence. So I'm going to erase what I've just done, clear all pads. So now we're empty. I go to Control, and now I can see on the screen all my Mark Knight stuff, which is a bit difficult to see here, but what I'm doing, I'm scrolling through all the different stuff. So I can go Mark Knight, load up, and now I've got his drum set up here. So, again, to show you speed, we'll pick a tempo, we'll go 1-2-5 on here, and we'll lock down the kick drum. Let's go up here. And now what I can do, take a shaker, and then I can swing the whole groove. And then what we can do, we can change the kit as well. And now, what's running now, each part, kick drum, clap, oh, 6 minutes. Actually, I'm gonna, has anyone got an adapter for UK to Europe? We got 6 minutes. We got one. Or unless you've got a power supply from Mac.
I saw something in the...
That's all right, we've got 6 minutes. So yeah, so basically, so you can see all the different elements of the beat as we're making it. And again, you know, we can mute all these parts of the drums. So again, you know, live, you can see how fast you can physically just use a device like this. And to be honest with you, there's nothing clever about what I'm doing. I just know where the drum sounds are. I know basically what a fall to the floor pattern is. And once you understand where the drops are, any DJ can physically be creating beats live in this kind of environment. You know, and you can use all your own samples if you want. You can drag in vocals and chop them up and all that kind of stuff. So it's the unit is as good as the library that's in it. The unit's going to be as good as what you put in it as well, you know, to be really creative. But also, if we went to some of the library, some of the drums, so let's go to some of the drum loops. So we'll go to someone like, let's go back to Mark Knight. And what you'll have 6 sets of drum loops across 16 pads. So I'll go to set 1, and then, so what we can do, we can bring these into our environment. So we'll take that drum kit there, that loop, and just drop it in. So again, if you're DJing, we can just drop it in and bring this straight into our mix. So that's that one done. Now, we can then bring in the other part of the loop. So this is more the percussion side of the loop. Go back to the original loop. And again, if you want to use the percussion side of the loop of what we're using, we can go to bank B. And then if we go to bank B, we could go to one of the other artist kicks. We'll go to, let's go to Marco, go to, let's go Marco drum kits, go to number 1. And again, all we've got at the moment is just a percussion loop. So I hit the kick drum, go, done. Clap, shaker, bosh. No bang, you know, that fast to do stuff. Yeah. So that's really the Trigger Finger Pro. That's kind of give you an overall kind of speed of the workflow. Go for it, man.
Can you control the speed of the loop?
Yeah, as well. So we can. So if I'm running, as long as I've got Ableton sync to this, I can speed all the loops down because they're all Rex files. Everything's Rex file that's loop based, so it will always run in time with the master.
But when I'm playing from, let's say, CD and to catch the speed with CD, is it difficult or not?
No, not really. Like I said, everything's mappable. Everything's got its own sync inside here. So this will generate clock as well as receive clock. So like I said, the Rex files, if I play this in standalone mode, because what you can also do with trigger finger, you can run the program standalone outside of your DAW, and then you can literally run I can map all the tempos from here. So as I'm playing, if I'm mixing at say 128, I can just turn this to 128, 129, and that's it. All the loops that I've got running will move to that tempo base. If I want to slow everything down, I can just bring the whole tempo down to a grinding halt, all live. But if I'm doing that inside the DAW, I have to make sure that I'm clocking this so all the tempos map up. So yeah, but yes, you can, basically, on that one. Any other questions at this stage?
I really think it's a great thing.
You like it? Yeah. Can you? Well, the thing is, could you see yourself using this in a DJ environment? Yeah. 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 But what's also cool as well, like what we've just created. If I then go to bank D, I can tell the unit to change all the pads. So if I'm performing live and there's certain things I want on the pads, I can go pad edit, and then I can set all these pads up to do whatever I want. You know, I might even want to change the color of the pads. So I can then go, okay, this one I might want to be green and stuff. So you can customize it to your live performance. So all my green pads, I've got all my certain loops I want to use. Purple might be vocals. But again, it's very easy to customize in a live environment. But also, if we go back to this groove that we've done, okay, let's go back to 125 tempo. Let's drop these off. So I'm just going to put another groove together real quick. So let's go. Okay, so again, we've got an empty sequence, 1 bar long, take our kick. Now I can either put it in the step sequencer when I'm doing it, or I could just do it in real time. So I can go, and then we can go to our swing, and we can start swinging it. Go to the clap. Go shaker, and then I go to my velocities, bring my velocity down, and then I can randomly change velocities on the shaker. You know, turn it off. So it's so stupidly easy to create tracks. And again, every single artist pack that I load up on here sounds incredible. So we can come out of Mark Knight, we'll go to Tocadisco, and then I can access all his drum kits. So we can go, okay, let's load them up. And then again, I can change everything that comes out of this. Just sounds incredible, it really does. And then some of the other stuff we can do, if I go to Bank B, we've then got inside each artist pack, we've got, let's go to Di Mariraz, we've got like pad loop stuff. So we've got some stuff like, and what we can do here as well, again, we can lock these in time. So we can either step it so it takes the first part of the sample, so we can go. Now, what you'll see, so you see it's triggering the sample, right? But if I hold these down, they go like a lighter blue, and what it does, it starts to play the rest of the loop as well. So we can go. And then we can drop this back in. Go to mute. You know, it's such a fun product to use. One of the things DJs are trying to do is to elevate what they do live. And this particular product, Triggerfinger Pro, gives you that ability to make beats like this. But like I said, we're only, you know, all this stuff has been done over a minute of performing. And, you know, you coming up, literally just coming to the device, it took you like 30 seconds just to get to the feel. So after you spent a few hours with the product, you'd be banging stuff the same as I am, you know. It's very versatile. It has an incredible sound, and there's going to be a lot more artists, DJ expansion packs that we're going to be bringing to the format. So, you know, it comes with a massive amount of library for you already, but there's going to be many DJs around the world bringing just sounds and loops and that, so you can go out live, you know, and really kind of, you know, engage with the audience and just get away from just playing tracks and actually bringing live performance to it. So I hope that's covered everything you need. Like I said, I'm here for a few hours, so, you know, come and pick my brains on anything you need to know about, you know, music production or anything. You know, I've been in the industry like 20 odd years, so, you know, it's great that you're all here, and, you know, I wish you all the best as well. Okay? Thank you.